I want to talk about stage fright today. Even though I have gotten to a point to where multiple times a year I'm leading panels or giving keynotes, this is something that admittedly I still struggle with. So I want to share a few tips and tricks today that can potentially help you out. And no, this isn't only if you're stepping on stages. This also applies if you have to present to a group of your peers or even to the big boss at work. All of these symptoms that we experience, the physiological responses of an elevation of heart rate, shortness of breath, tremors, shaking of the hands, the nerves, all of these things are related to stage fright. But it doesn't have to be this way. The first thing that I want to share with you, and this is vitally important, is all around preparation. Once you have a command of knowledge on the thing that you are talking about, it's going to give you some more confidence. And the more confidence you have, the less likely you are to experience the symptoms that I was just talking about. The other piece that I want to talk about is preparation. And that kind of comes into command of knowledge in this topic. But yes, hopefully you should know the topic that you are going to be speaking on or presenting about. The next piece is going to be preparation or practice. The best way to do this, take the content that you are going to be talking about and then wrap a story around it. Because once you know the content, you know why you're speaking about this topic, and then you wrap a story around it, it makes it memorable. People can relate to stories. They don't necessarily relate to data, numbers, logic, and facts. Those things are important. Wrap a story around it. Figure out how are you going to compel them to do the thing that you are hoping they will end up doing. And maybe it's just inspiring and influencing them. Or maybe it's convincing them to start a project that is very important to you and your team. Understand the content, wrapping a story around it, and then practicing, rehearsing. If you are giving a speech on a stage, set up your cell phone and record yourself and practice over and over and over. Yes, you're going to get nervous. It's going to feel awkward recording yourself. That's the point. The more often you do it, the more comfortable and confident you will become in delivering that message, because you're not going to be fumbling your words as much because you've practiced and rehearsed it over and over and over. That's the point. Make sure that you understand the content, wrap a story around it, and practice as many times as it takes. Eventually, you will get to a point when you think, I can't make this any better. Perfect. Now you are ready to present. The next thing that I want to talk about is engaging the audience. And there's a few tricks around this. The first one that I want to focus on is eye contact. Whenever you are able to maintain, hold eye contact with the people that you are speaking with, it makes it easier to draw them in. It makes it more difficult for them to break eye contact to play with something on their phone and look at their text messages. This can feel awkward, it can feel uncomfortable, but it is a skill that you do need to practice. Also, hand gestures. These are extremely powerful in drawing people in and keeping them engaged and locked into whatever you are talking about. And it doesn't have to be simple. You don't have to have spirit fingers or go crazy or anything like that. As you are talking through a story of leveling up, that's a very simple way for you to highlight and supplement the messaging that you are talking about. Elevation of heart rate. You can see how my hand is rising, or even shaking of my hand, jitters, things like that. Hand gestures, super simple to use. Do not keep your hands under the table. If you are speaking on stage, do not keep your hands by your side. Do not keep your hands in front of you like this. You are not holding a shield. You are not Captain America. Use your hands. Let them flow. It should be organic and natural. I want to talk to you one more. Changes to pitch and tonality in your voice. If you get up and you start having a conversation with just a flat, monotone voice sounding like Ben Stein, people are going to start nodding off. They're going to fall asleep. Don't be afraid to elevate the pitch or come down talking pleasing baritone. Create some variety. And when you do that, their ears are going to be cued in. See how I use my hand gestures tagged in my ear like that? You're going to keep their attention, and it's going to be much easier to keep all of them engaged and minimize the issues of them getting distracted and focusing on other things. So a few tricks there that have really helped me out over the years. Ultimately, public speaking is a skill. And a lot of times people will come up to me, you are a natural at this. It's so easy. Oh my gosh, the gift of gab. You've born this way. No. Not at all. These are all skills that stack on top of one another. So it can be difficult to quantify how good someone is as a public speaker. Eye contact, hand gestures, movement around the stage, pitch and tonality. All of these things, these skills stack on top of one another like this. And when you bring all of them together, all of a sudden, you're a captivating public speaker. You are captivating the people in the room. You have the gift of gab. When all it is stacking these skills and then bringing them together in a way that is genuine and real to you. Some of the benefits for public speaking, obviously, building your confidence. Whenever you are able to convey your message and people listen and pay attention, this is a bit of a flywheel effect because the better you get, the more people pay attention, the more confident you get, the easier it is for you to deliver even more powerful message. It's going to be uneasy. It's going to be nerve-wracking at times, and you're going to get uncomfortable. You got to get the reps in. And this can be challenging for sure because people are like, well, I don't get an opportunity to go on stage. I don't get an opportunity to present to the big boss at work. Make the opportunity. There is nothing wrong with you scheduling a meeting with your boss or scheduling a meeting with your team. Hey guys, I got this really cool idea that I want to talk about. Can we get together over lunch? Or can we grab 30 minutes on the calendar one afternoon to kind of talk through this thing? There's nothing stopping you from doing that. There's nothing stopping you from creating these opportunities to practice and grow and do better. The more times you do it, the more confident you will become. This is a journey. It takes time to do these things. It takes time to build these skills. I promise you, it will be worth it. As you move through this, I want you to be intentional about setting specific goals for how you do it. I'm not saying you have to set a goal for 3 months from now to step in on stage and give a keynote to 500 people. No. But what you can do is in the next 2 weeks, find some time to set a meeting with your team to talk about a topic that's just been weighing on you and near and dear to your heart. Set small, meaningful goals that are easy enough for you to achieve and just start working your way through it. Toastmasters. Phenomenal tool in helping you build your confidence. Just Google Toastmasters. I'll have links down below, but find a Toastmasters group, chapter, community. I don't even know what they call them. And just drop in and start practicing. People will share feedback and guidance. Or extra credit, work with a public speaking coach. Work with a coach that can help you build your confidence. There's also tons of half-day and one-day workshops that you can go to where you can start learning these skills. I mean, it's It's all about creating the opportunities and finding ways to stretch out of your comfort zone so that you can grow and be better. This has been one of the biggest hacks in my life. And I say hack, implying that there's a shortcut. But there are no shortcuts in life. You can move through the process faster if you know how, but you still have to move through the process. As you move through this process of building your skills around effective communication, around sharing a story that captivates people, that inspires and influences people, or just inspires them to do a thing that's better for the team, that's better for the company. This is actually not that difficult. It's just fear. We've got to learn how to overcome fear. And as I've stepped off into the fear ocean time and time again, I've come to realize that yes, fear is a mile wide, but it's only an inch deep. It's not that bad. You will survive, you will grow, and you will be better.